Well, if you are struggling with weight loss trends or watching your body weight yo-yo around, it can be really frustrating.
It sure can, but what if true weight loss success and transformation made you look and feel good simultaneously and sustainably?
Well, that's why we have to turn to our next guest, fitness pro and transformation expert. That's you. Yeah, Coach Chris here to drop some science behind why calories and body weight is just one piece of the transformation puzzle. And we wish it was as easy as magic, right?
Yeah.
That, like all of this just poof happened for us.
Easy.
Yeah, but it's not that easy.
Right.
Everybody's unique in this journey, but it kind of help us clear up some of the confusion when it comes to calories and macros and micros. That's a lot of stuff to keep track of.
And when people mention those things, it's like anxiety is what you need.
Yeah,
right.
Like,
and it is simple, and it's simple if we take a moment just to have some simple education behind, how these things work. So a few basic concepts, but when we hear calories determines what we weigh, right? Mm-hmm. Macros determines the quality of that weight, and micros determines how we feel during that journey of weight loss.
Feel good.
Right. And that's what makes everybody fall off the wagon or kind of give up. It's like, man, I feel terrible. Why would I want to do this to myself just for the sake of, recklessly chasing a lesser number on the scale? So, broad scope here. Calories in, calories out. This is kind of a no-brainer. It's just simple math. If we eat more calories than we burn, here we got our graphic here. So if we eat more than we burn, we gain weight. That's a surplus. If we burn more than we eat, that's a deficit, so we lose weight. And then calories determine, again, what we weigh. Mm-hmm. So, again, if we kind of see a simple scale to the left or right, at any given time, but law of averages, if we have a calorie goal, if we're in a deficit and we have a true weight loss goal, we just need to average, what that calorie target is. So if we overspend on a given day, it's kind of like, your bank account or something like that. If I overspend a little day, I need to kind of cut a couple corners and not spend as much the next day, because that's what our body knows is, again, law of averages. So it's okay with this flexible dieting thing that I speak about often on the show. That way it keeps us from keeping to live without restrictions, so we can kind of have those indulgences but do them responsibly.
Sure. And explain the difference with the macronutrients.
So macronutrients, these are things that the body needs in large amounts to function properly.
Big amounts,
Sure, okay. Macro, yeah macro and micro, those are easy to follow. So ideally we know those as carbs, fats, and proteins. So carbohydrates and proteins, they're 4 calories per gram. Okay. Fats are 9 calories per gram, and that's kind of why sometimes fat gets the bad rap of, well, if you eat fat, you get fat, right? Not necessarily. Your calories, again, determine your weight. We've discussed that. One of those other things that's considered a macronutrient that we don't talk about enough is also alcohol. That's actually 7 calories per gram. But the alcohol doesn't have any kind of nutrient density that our body can actually use, like the proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. So that's why, again, alcohol, drink those things responsibly. It's an indulgence, it's an exception to the rule, right? Micronutrients.
Yeah, what
These
are
are things, right, that our body needs in small amounts to function properly. So what's interesting about micronutrients, just to kind of throw out some examples, vitamin C, it's important for a strong immune system and wound healing, right? Vitamin D, bone density, iron, weight and body temperature regulation, hair follicle strength, and energy level. B12 is often associated with our energy levels as well, including red blood cell support, digestion, and cognitive focus. So we're working from heart to lungs to brain. So you can kind of see how these things determine how we feel along with this journey. Yeah. So what have we learned so far? Calories determine weight. Our macros determine the quality of that weight, because if we have a weight loss goal, we just, again, don't want to just mindlessly see a lesser number on the scale. We're talking about body composition to where we want to see fat loss and muscle maintenance, or ideally muscle gain if we're burning the candle from both ends. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's important that those macros are manipulated accordingly so that we can have a higher lean body mass, because a higher lean body mass makes us more metabolic at rest, and that's just a fancy way of saying we can eat more food. Which is right.
Yeah.
But then also, the micronutrients determining how we feel, our energy, our mental clarity, our stress relief, our ability to remove inflammation through our body, so we can enjoy that journey along the way, which maximizes our opportunity to succeed and minimizes all those friction points that cause us to fall off the wagon, so to speak.
Kind of go back and forth. All of that works hand in hand.
Absolutely.
It's interesting to hear the science behind it, too.
It's just, yeah, I mean, just some basic knowledge, but it's just trying to remove the frustration that immediately comes across someone's face when they're like, well, I don't know how many calories I should eat and what my percentages should be for this, and this. Let's boil it down and make it much more simple than that. Yeah, and the first step to making it simple is understanding what they are, so we have a deeper buy-in and understanding. That way we have a better appreciation for learning it and moving forward and how it affects us and our weight loss, our sustainable weight loss goal.
Chris, thank you so much.
Thank you. Happy Friday.
Same to you. Have a great weekend.